Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. Well, I'm wanting to shoot another video on how to vacuum seal into jars. And mostly because I've never actually done a video of just that. And so I get people asking me all the time, how do you vacuum seal into jars? And I can't remember, since it's usually something I do in this and that videos, or when I'm dehydrating up stuff and then showing how I put it in the jars. So I thought I'd do a separate video, just like I did with the vinegar and the many uses, on how I vacuum seal in jars, and two different methods that you can use. I might as well show them both while I'm at it. Now, the first one involves using some sort of electricity. So let's get to it, and I'll show you how you use your food saver for that. What you want to make sure you have are these accessories. This is for the wide mouth. This is for the regular mouth jar. And then you will, if you order the set, and I will link to the full set below, you'll also get a hose, the attachment. Now, if you buy a food saver, it's not common that your food saver will come with all this. It may come with a hose, but it's not going to come with these. So typically you're going to have to order these separately. Now, your food saver should have an accessory port. And you take the end that goes to the accessory port, and you snap it in place, being careful not to break it, because this is one of the reasons I don't like this method so much, is they don't make these things like they used to, and I've broken a couple of them. And then the other end is going to go into whatever jar top you want to use. And then I've got a jar here of stinging nettle. It's not quite full. I still want to top it off before I seal it and put it away, but I'll still show you how it works on this. You snap that into place, and then you hit the vac seal button on this. Now, another reason I don't care to use this is because it ends up going through the whole cycle. Now, I could probably stop it after that, but there's no need to actually run the seal on this. And so this thing here gets heated up for no reason, causing more wear and tear on the food saver. And there we go, we have the jar sealed. Now, another reason I don't use this method anymore, there's three reasons. One, because the hoses seem to keep breaking. Two, because I don't like running the sealing part of it if I don't need to. And three, because I don't have as much, I tend to have more failures using this method than the method I'm going to show you next, which is my favorite method. So let's get to that. So I'm going to seal up the nettle jar again using the wide mouth, because that's what I've got it in. And then here I've got just a brake bleeder. That's all this is. Now, the difference in how you use this is this tip that comes with the brake bleeder. It will fit in here, but it won't snap in place like the food saver top tip does. So that means you have to just press and hold it into place. You don't have to press really hard. Just make sure you keep pressure on it, downward pressure onto the top. And then you're going to pump this up to where it says at least 15 psi, or you can go a little higher. I usually go a little above that. And so you're just going to pump it by hand. What I like to do is just set it right against the counter and then just pump it this way. It causes a little bit less strain on the hand and wrist when you do it this way. But you can also pump it like this. Just keep working it until you get at least to 15 or above, and then quickly pull that out. Don't let it linger. And then you have your jar sealed. And then I always like to put the band on there, just as a little security measure. Now, though I have had my jars lose their seal occasionally using the brake bleeder method, it's rare compared to the times I've had it happen with my food saver. I always seem to get a better seal with this. And here's the other thing I found, is that the regular mouth, and I know I'm not the only one because several people said the same thing. In fact, I thought I had a faulty one. I tend to have more problems with the regular mouth not sealing using the food saver than I did with the wide mouth. And so I got to where I hardly ever use a regular mouth for vacuum sealing because of that. But with the brake bleeder method, again, it's very rare I have any problems. So I'm going to go ahead and seal up this jar of lavender leaves using my brake bleeder so you can see how well this works. And because this is a smaller jar, the process is a lot faster. Oh, and that's the other thing, is the little rubber thing always comes out. See, no problem. Whereas if I had done that with the food saver, it was likely I would have had to keep trying and trying and trying again. Some people have said that they doubled up on the lids just to give it more pressure, and they always had a good, I've never tried that, but they said that works really good for them. So that would mean you just, you know, you'd have one lid that would seal, and then you just take the loose lid off, and that's just to add a little bit more weight or density to it so that it'll work better. And that's one way you can do it. And these should keep, you know, this is only for using with dehydrated type things, dry things like the dry beans, you know, I got all these dehydrated herbs and greens, my teas, my dehydrated apples. I dehydrated up a whole bunch of apples in the fall, and I use this method and have had no issues. Now, I first actually learned of this method. I didn't come up with this on my own, so I'm not any genius. I actually found out about it from Brad over at Big Family Homestead, and I don't know where he learned it, but either way, really great method. It's tried and true. It's totally off-grid. You don't need electricity to do it, and it's just a little easier. You can just pull this out. I mean, it's harder in the fact that you got to put the work into it, but I don't have to haul my food saver around just to vacuum seal jars, and I can keep my food saver just for sealing bags of the things I'm going to freeze, and that's all I use it for. And I'm not running the heating element on it for absolutely no reason. Though yes, I believe you could stop the process when it gets to the seal method and then save that little step there. So anyway, I will link to these below, like I said, and also to the brake bleeder that I have. This you could probably find maybe even a smaller set, but this one had a whole bunch of attachments and separate hoses and stuff, which actually worked out really good for us because, you know, we always joke around that we also found out that the brake bleeder, not only is it good for vacuum sealing jars, it makes a great brake bleeder, and it came in use for that when Patrick needed to do some work on our Toyota pickup. So, okay, well, I hope that helps for those who've been wanting to know how to vacuum seal in jars. And as far as how long it lasts, I would say as long as your jars stay sealed and you've got your ingredients good and dry in there, it should last for many, many years. I've had stuff sit for quite a few years in my vacuum sealed jars with no problem. Hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something new. Thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.